How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. This is part 10 of the playthrough. Last time, the gods attacked Treviso and Minrathous, and we were forced to choose which one we were to go help. We ultimately chose Minrathous. Our character is a shadow dragon from Minrathous, and we chose to stay loyal to them. So we chose to go to Minrathous and fight off the dragon that was there. We successfully fought it off, didn't kill it, but eventually made it flee, minimizing the damage that it did on the city. However, in Treviso, there was another dragon that attacked there, and the gods actually blighted the canals. So there's blight everywhere in Treviso, and resulting in Lucanus not being with us currently. He had to take some time away from the Veilguard to help out the crows and help out in Treviso. Then from there, we decided we needed a couple more recruits, a couple more members of the Veilguard, which led us to go to the Ravine coast and finding a dragon hunter in Tosh. We helped her out with, she needed to lure a dragon out of her lair so that the Lords of Fortune could go in and loot what they could. But then we ran into some Antom who then took advantage of the dragon that we lured out of the lair. We ended up making the dragon go to sleep, so the Lords of Fortune had, enough time to take what they could. The Antom took advantage of that, tied the dragon down, and so we had to go free the dragon, and that's where we learned that Tosh is actually a fire-breathing Qunari, which is extremely rare, and I'm sure there will be some kind of repercussions or something with the Antom to learn of a fire-breathing Qunari. But yeah, that's where we are now, and we got to make our way to the Grand Necropolis to find Emmerich, a Fade expert. Before we do that though, we got some conversations to do in the Lighthouse, so let's just walk around and go see what everyone's up to.
Usually have to dodge traps and fight spiders to see this much old elven stuff. Talk to Isabella if you want to sell any of it. She'll get you a good deal.
Smoking like a veteran treasure hunter.
Yep, for gold and glory. The lords make runs no one else can. Isabella's undies would catch fire if she saw all this.
Hey, yo. So what do you do?
So why do the Lords of Fortune care enough about dragons to have a dedicated dragon hunter?
Lots of great old crap ends up in dragon hordes.
Why do dragons care about gathering treasure? It's not like they go to the market.
Dragons like metals and gems. Anything glittery catches their eye.
So they're like really large magpies?
Kinda. And they live for centuries. Lots of time to gather a bunch of shiny crap. Plus all the gear carried by idiots who thought they could kill a dragon.
Fair. Must find lots of traps.
Bet you deal with a lot of nasty traps during those treasure hunts.
Yep.
What's the most complicated one you've dealt with?
Old elven armory. Had letters on tiles. Probably supposed to spell out the name of a god or something.
Probably.
I don't read elven. Found handholds in the ceiling and swung across.
That sounds more like a puzzle than a trap.
Ugh. Puzzles.
I cheat at puzzles.
You got the right idea going across the ceiling. Varric and I ran into an old elven puzzle once while we were hunting for Solus. There were these talking statues.
Riddles?
One only lied, one only told the truth, I think.
Ugh. What'd you do?
Varric gave them an autographed copy of his book. Turns out he's really popular in the Fade.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That's hilarious. No sticky fingers.
Glad to have a treasure hunter on the team. You're stealing stuff for us, not from us, right?
Don't worry about that. The Lords of Fortune aren't thieves.
Most of us shadow dragons are wanted for worse than theft. But if some lords are in it for themselves...
Nah. Anything we hunt is salvage. Old forgotten ruins and crap. And we make sure we're not screwing over a culture that lost it. That's what my mother does with the Qunari stuff.
Nice. What does your mother do?
So, your mother appraises Qunari artifacts the Lords of Fortune find?
Yeah. She tells them how rare something is. How much it might be worth. Also tells them if they found something cultural.
Cultural?
You know, important. Stuff you don't want going to some rich noble's collection. The lords send that stuff back to the Qunari in Parvalin. They pay the lords a finder's fee.
There's no corruption?
Just a finder's fee?
Yup.
But the lords at the top could be charging anything for these artifacts and you wouldn't know.
I know what happened to the last lord who bled a contact. That's enough. The lords are good people. They helped my mother when she came here from Kontar. She got here with nothing but me and the clothes on her back. The only skill she had was Qunari history. The lords gave her work.
Yeah. Ravane is okay with you?
How does the Ravani Royal Guard feel about the Lords of Fortune?
They used to complain about us. But that was before the Antam invaded Ravane.
And now Ravane sees the benefits of having a bunch of heavily armed people on their side.
Same for the Pirate Armada. It's bigger than Ravane's official navy. But we're also helping save old artifacts. The Antam are burning ruins as they move south. We get artifacts out before the Antam destroy them. Magical stuff. Cultural stuff. Stuff you don't want to lose.
Yeah. Alright, rest up.
Get some rest. We'll be in the thick of it soon enough.
Okay, I was gonna go back to Ravane later. Got a thing to do for my mother. You can come along, if you want.
Do I need to be ready for combat? Or traps?
Nah.
Alright. Just let me know when. Did I see you writing a message to the Inquisition? What's that about?
You know, Varric and I were part of the Inquisition, right? I'm trying to get news about the South. But Charter hasn't replied to any of my messages. I'm trying not to worry about what's happening there, but... No, it's probably fine. Charter's just busy. She's always busy.
Charter. Who's that?
She's the Inquisition's spy master. Well, no. I guess now that the Inquisition answers to the Chantry, that makes her Divine Victoria's spy master.
Oh, new spy master. Okay. This charter. I don't remember a charter from Inquisition, but I know the spy master was Liliana, but Liliana became Divine Victoria. So interesting. Inquisition's presence.
I haven't heard much about the Inquisition in years.
Oh, that's intentional. When the breach was open, we needed a large group to stop Southern Thedas from falling into chaos. It's changed in the years since. We're a smaller force working underground to keep an eye on things going on in the world.
Well, what does she want?
Does your spy master expect something from us? I don't work for the Inquisition.
I know that, and Charter knows that. But there are still people in the organization invested in knowing how things are going. With Solus, especially.
So how long were you with the Inquisition? 10 years?
Something like that. Why?
You must know the Inquisitor.
Well, yeah, we worked together. I wasn't part of the Inquisitor's inner circle, though. I spent more time with the ordinary people, the ones you didn't hear about.
What about the advisors?
And the Inquisitor's advisors, what about them?
Of all of them, I'd say Josephine is my favorite. She's lovely. She still sends me a box of handmade sweets from Val Royeaux every year on my name day.
Nice.
Cullen and I got along too, but he was always busy. He would have bad days from lyrium withdrawal sometimes, and I would share the tea that my ma sent. He's from Ferelden too. Maybe it reminded him of home.
What about Liliana? I heard she's intense.
I think she likes to cultivate that reputation. She's not nearly as terrifying as she sounds. Oh, I passed her in the Great Hall one day, and she suddenly turned and asked me if I wanted a nug.
A nug? Those small pink rodent
Sit down.
things? What for?
She loved them and made a hobby of breeding them as pets.
So, did you take the nug?
No! What am I gonna do with a nug?
Yeah, I know one of the decisions, like, they don't make you choose who became Divine Victoria, right? It could have been Liliana, Cassandra, or Vivian. Interesting that they mentioned Liliana, but not mention that she became Divine. But they also didn't mention Cassandra. I wonder if we'll mention it here. Ordinary people?
So, tell me about these ordinary Inquisition members I haven't heard about.
The Inquisition hired hundreds, and most of them weren't Magisters or Ben Hasrith or the left hand of the Divine. There were scouts and stable hands, carpenters and cooks and quartermasters, even 2 dedicated pastry chefs. Most of them volunteered, like me. We wanted to help in whatever small way we could.
I remember the chaos.
It wasn't as bad where I was, but I remember the demons spitting sky holes.
Nothing like demon spitting sky holes to bring people together, huh? I made friends. Rector, Faulkner, others.
Rector? Faulkner?
Liliana gave all her agents pseudonyms.
Right, like Charter.
Well, Charter's Charter, but when the other 2 and I were together, we were just Lace, Wilbur, and Katya.
Gotcha. Those names sound familiar. You can tell me who those are in the comments, that'd be great. And the inner circle?
But you did know people from the Inquisitor's inner circle, didn't you?
I knew them, sure, but those early days, all I wanted was to prove myself and not get in anyone's way. Some of them were more approachable than others. Sarah was a puppy with a new toy. 100 new toys. Fun, if you can handle the mess. She was really the only one who could make Rainier, well, Blackwall then, let down his guard.
Blackwall.
Otherwise, he kept to himself and stuck to the stables. We'd talk when I visited the horses. And there was Cole, of course.
The Spirit Boy?
Yep. I was just sitting on the walls one day, and he asked if he could join my game.
Like a card game?
Nah, just good old people watching. Must have seemed like a game to him somehow. We'd pick strangers out of the crowd and try to say something about them. Like, ooh, she heard the joke yesterday and she's still trying not to laugh. Or one of Cole's. His eyes remind her of the ones beneath her bed.
What? Creepy. Funny thing though, she mentioned when she visited the horse in the stables. Funny thing is, if you've seen my Inquisition playthrough, you know that I didn't get the horses in the stables, so.
Okay, that's just a creepy thing to say.
Cole was like that. Weird, wonderful, and occasionally a little bit creepy.
Wasn't Cole an empath? He must have been great at this game.
Aha, but the rule was you couldn't say anything you actually knew. He got it in the end. I think.
So you didn't ask him if you guessed right?
Well, being right wasn't the point. Making a habit of seeing people was. I think he liked that. It's why you don't miss.
I like that. I like that they had a good friendship. That's cool. Do you miss the Inquisition?
Do you miss it? The Inquisition, I mean.
It's hard to miss an organization. They're only as good as their people, don't you think? But I do miss my friends. We write each other, but it's not the same. And the Inquisition is different from what we've built here. Not better or worse, just different. It's special when you're among people working toward the same goal.
Not everyone. There was Solus. What did you really think of him back then?
Lonely. He always seemed lonely. It's hard not to be when you hold yourself above everyone else.
I'm gonna say I feel sorry for him here.
As smart as he's supposed to be, there's just some things he doesn't get. At all.
Yeah. Maybe one day he will. Maybe. If you help him. Anyway, I'm sure something out there's on fire, and here I am rambling about the past. I should let you go. Talk later?
That was a really nice conversation. I really like that. Talking about the Inquisition stuff. That was really nice. Let's go see Davern.
Rook, I was thinking of taking Hassan for a walk. He could use the exercise. Chance to stretch his wings. Thought you'd like to come along.
Okay. Gavin wants to go for a walk. Okay, cool. Go see Nev.
You're up late.
You're awake to notice.
Can't sleep. I know. I'm awake to ask.
I sleep when I can get it. And this place, it's too quiet for that.
You know what you mean?
No tavern goers, no late night carts, no cats trying to claim the alley behind your house.
The Mirathus lullaby.
Okay, what works then? How do you sleep?
I don't know. Chase the right bastard through the wrong ritual? It'll knock you right out. Of course, you might wake up with a new accessory.
Hey. What happened to the bastard?
Did you get the bastard?
Yeah. I got him. It's not the quiet. I never could sleep once work gets in my head. But what's got you up at night?
I'm gonna say my own bad dreams.
My dreams have been less than good. Guess there's a lot on my mind.
Can't imagine why. Restlessness catches. Get one person in a room nervous, the whole place twitches. One person can't sleep. It's only getting later. Get out while you can.
Try your own advice.
You ever follow your own advice?
Never the good stuff.
Alright, we got our conversations done in the Lighthouse. So, let's go to the Grand Necropolis and go find Emmerich.
This is it. But no sign of the professor.
I hope he's here and that he doesn't mind us disturbing him. He is a senior necromancer. I don't... Oh!
What a marvelous surprise! Any trouble with the lift? Our last guests were stuck for hours. Poor souls. Oh. Professor Emmerich Volkaren of the Morn Watch.
Hello, Professor. We've never met, well, in person, but I've been writing to you.
Belara, my dear girl. What a pleasure. Surely you didn't come all this way just to see me.
Actually, we did. You see, we need a Fade expert.
I'm Rook.
Charmed.
Are you dead or not?
I thought you were undead for a second.
Most Morn Watchers are just as alive as you or I.
Most?
I'd be pleased to continue our conversation after I tend to some small business here.
Of course.
I must investigate. Would you two mind accompanying me further into the shrouded halls?
Toward that screaming.
Something's gone awry in this part of the necropolis, Rook. The dead stir more easily than they should.
Something weird up ahead.
Strange. These halls should be under the protection of the bell.
Is that a despair demon?
Fascinating, isn't it? They shouldn't be able to breach the shrouded halls at all.
Take your word for it.
Let's go.
It's vital we discover why that spirit manifested here.
Lead the way, Professor.
You know, get up and down.
Someone's barred the door and chained the sunken star.
There's undead here.
We may need to defend ourselves depending on their condition.
Haven't fought undead in a while.
There's no reaching these. They'll find us.
What does that mean?
I'm afraid sometimes the weak and dead work themselves into frenzies.
Nice work.
Good work! I must free that bell.
Need some help?
Thank you. The star, the bell, can banish these despair spirits if we unchain it.
Okay. Let's do it.
We'll need a wisp to unseal the doors leading out. Could you please find one and bring it here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Give your greetings, and the wisp will follow.
One there, no?
Hello.
Wisps are the simplest of spirits, but quite helpful. Bring the wisp here, and we can unseal the doors.
Here you go, little buddy.
Door's open. Where to now?
This should lead us to the upper chambers, where we can free the bell. There's someone I'd like to consult with on the way.
Okay.
I hope we can help here, Professor.
You already have, Alara, and it's just Emmerich. Please.
Right, Professor.
I assume your visit has to do with recent upheavals we've sensed in the Fae?
Oh, just a little.
Come on, man. Okay.
Fantastic, Rook!
One more.
Trouble coming.
To battle, then!
Take that sucker. Look at that.
This magic, it drains everything around it.
Echoes of the despair spirits, misery devouring itself. We should keep our distance. If provoked, these manifestations will shatter.
Watch ahead.
Oh, man. So we're not supposed to walk through those. Unless we want to. And 3.
This is locked too. I didn't see any wisps around.
Then I shall call for aid.
I need a wisp.
They've answered. We'll need to guide the wisps who've just arrived to the door.
Go to me,
Those
please.
wisps really came just because you asked.
They care for us, Rook. Our ever-loyal friends amongst the dead.
Okay. There's another.
Here's our second wisp.
These are way different than some of the wisps in Arlathan.
I should like to meet some one day.
I don't know, Professor. Your wisps seem less, dangerous.
There's the last wisp.
Good. Let's return to the door. done. Past these chambers, we'll find some assistance with reaching the bell. Despair is far more pervasive than I thought. We must stop who's ever drawing these spirits here, Rook.
You think a person's behind all the despair demons?
Oh yes. Mortals are their prime attraction. There's a fight ahead.
I'm going for you.
Thanks, Everett.
Good work, everyone.
Thanks, Balara.
How do we get rid of all these despair demons?
Their source is near the bell we saw earlier. Ringing it will banish them, but we must find who lured them there in the first place. Ah, here we are. This is where we'll learn who summoned these despair spirits.
But how?
You must open yourself to possibilities while in the Necropolis. Would you mind lighting those braziers, Rook?
Okay.
This should unseal our final pass to the bell. It's best we unchain it quickly.
What's it do exactly?
The sunken star will drive away despair. Any malicious spirit that hears the tolling of the bell will be banished to the Fae.
Oh, that'd be helpful in Arlethin, but I bet it only works here, doesn't it?
Quite correct. The bell would be inert outside the Necropolis.
Still, I bet the principles could be replicated.
Excellent. Approach the body and we'll begin.
Okay.
By seal and flame, who brought despair in our midst? Despair! Who brought it here?
Venatori!
Nice.
The Venatori. Of course. This way, please.
What did you just do?
The colloquial term is corpse whispering, a gift that manifested with my magic.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Honestly, I've no idea how the other Watchers navigate the Necropolis without it.
I think I hear someone.
Talks to the
This map
dead.
is useless. We wasted 3 slaves in those traps. If that hand of glory burns down,
So don't dawdle!
Hello? Who's that?
We found those Venatori.
They have no place in these halls. A fine hit, bro.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Thank you.
Something's waiting us.
Wither before us!
Think so, buddy. Oh, I got you. I'm coming for your ass. Here we go. See ya.
What are the Venatori after? Gold? Artifacts?
Raw magic. Their first envoys were obsessed with gathering power for some new masters.
Ah, I'll fill you in on them later.
Nice one, Rook.
Well, down one more despair demon. That's the last of them.
I see someone by the crates.
I don't think they're Venatori.
No, I don't think so.
Hello. Did the Venatori bring you here?
They said I'd spilled the wine too many times. That I'd be a better sacrifice than slave.
You are in Navarra, sir. There are no slaves on our soil. Please remain here. After we've seen to the rest of the Venatori, I'll send for someone to escort you above.
Oh, all right.
All right then.
Those Venatori dragged that man down here just to die.
The Watchers will shelter him. We'll inquire if he has any family in Minrathous.
I know people in Minrath.
Thank you. We'd welcome the assistance. As for the Venatori, what remains of them will be put to work.
Sounds good to me.
The Sunken Star can help us if we break the Venatori's chains.
Right.
Break the chains. Yeah.
There's one chain.
Get the other one.
Yes!
Kill them all, but save the living.
Next.
Not alone.
There.
Last one.
That's the last chain.
Must return to the lower level to ring the bell.
Do it. Oh. I'm already down here. What am I doing?
Be ready. The ritual to wake the bell will draw Despair's attention.
And any more Venatori?
I'll need you to keep them occupied while I work.
There's the Venatori.
Cool.
Die for the god.
What are you doing, man?
I feel and obey.
Venatori brought demons.
Typical of them.
How are we doing, Emery?
The bell is slowly wakening, but we must fight a little longer.
What?
Well done, Lara. Fast.
Oh gosh. Got some for you. Oh, that was the wrong one. You like this? Take that, B.
Halfway there.
so.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Gotcha. I like that they have that little
Now what? Now the grand Necropolis
talking
shows
during the
itself.
battle.
Worked! Those despair demons are just gone.
Pretty impressive.
Thank you, but come, let's ensure these cultists didn't leave anything dangerous behind. I'll ask our attendants to gather their bodies later, of course.
Sounds good.
And this is a severed hand.
It can't be. A hand of glory? The Venatori should never have this. I must find out where it came from.
Did you just open that backwards? Huh?
Let me know when you'd like to return to the chambers above.
Let's go.
Let's get back to the lighthouse.
You can tell me why you've sought out a Fade expert on the way?
Sure.
I know it's a lot, but I swear we've seen the blighted elven gods ourselves.
It would explain recent Oniric disruptions.
At the least, the implications of what Rook's witnessed are... Ah, thank you, Manfred.
No thanks.
I'm good.
You spoke of danger to the Fade.
The elven gods plan to tear it wide open to get to the blight, and they've already messed with it. Demons, tears in reality. Our team needs a Fade expert.
Many Watchers never depart Navara. But with events so dire...
I'd be delighted to assist.
It has been many years since you left us.
Well, yes, but elven gods, ancient magics. I couldn't bear miss this. Besides, I've spent my life exploring the Fade and speaking to spirits. If Rook needs an expert, none are better qualified than I.
Just keep the necromancy safe.
Promise me corpse stuff won't get out of hand?
You'll hardly know there's a practicing necromancer under your roof at all.
Welcome aboard.
Wonderful. I'll gather my things. Come, Manfred.
The Grand Necropolis was at peace again, and Emmerich was off to a new adventure. But in Navara, nothing stays down for long. The Venatori had unearthed something no one should have, and delivered it to the worst possible person. Emmerich's journey would soon bring him face to face with the gloaming lantern.
Oh, man.
What the Venatori ultimately intended with their incursions into the Necropolis worries me. Whether or not it was directed by the gods, the timing serves them well. Chaos, I fear. is their ally.
With this, Demeter's Crossing and the Blighted Dragons, and everything else we're all dealing with, feels like we're at war. A lot of little wars.
So we fight back.
They want a war? We'll damn well give them one.
You need an army to fight a war, though. They've got two. The Venatori and Antom wasted no time allying themselves with the gods. Power at any cost.
So how do we fight back then?
We don't have an army, but we do have allies. Like the Veil Jumpers.
After Demeter's Crossing, it's personal for them.
The Shadow Dragons. I should have earned my way back into their good graces after we saved Minrathous.
Tarquin won't ever admit it, but he was impressed.
Also, Lady Morrigan requested a meeting at the Cobbled Swan in Minrathous.
Could she have found some trace of the gods?
Probably. Morrigan doesn't visit crowded taverns for fun.
I also heard from Grey Wardens out in the Hossberg wetlands, Antoine and Evka. Something strange is happening with the Blight there. I bet it involves the gods.
Any specifics?
Any details on the Blight in the wetlands?
Antoine said he didn't write it down.
Why not?
Either he didn't trust someone else wouldn't read the note, or he didn't want us to panic.
That was the first warden.
The first warden didn't seem impressed the last time we met.
I heard he told you to piss up a rope.
Will he be in the wetlands?
I don't keep track, but he can't stop you from asking a few questions, if we're fast enough.
Good a lead as we've got.
Gillenane has laid low since we hurt her dragon, but the Blight spreads rot wherever the gods go.
And no one's better at tracking Blight than wardens.
Morrigan and those wardens feel like our best leads on finding the gods.
Are they really gods? Or just ancient mages? It's not clear.
They're gods. In their power and wrath, at least.
Lucanus, you're back.
I am.
Then back to work.
Good. We're discussing our next move. Sounds like we're headed to the Hossberg wetlands. Oh, this is Tarsh, our new dragon hunter, and Professor Emmerich Volkarin, our Fade expert.
Hey.
Charmed.
Right. Not everyone has met. So, a dragon hunter. Treviso could have used you.
What's happening there?
It's just... people blame you for what happened to Treviso, Rook. But they did not have to make that choice, knowing what the gods are capable of. There was no recall. Still, it changes things. How could it not?
But you're back with us.
Yes, here to stay.
Don't leave again.
Can I trust you to see this through? I can't have you leaving again. I need everyone here, whatever it takes.
After what they did to Treviso, I want these gods to fall. I don't see anyone else with a better chance than you. My blade's yours, until the end.
Great. Let's follow up on some leads.
I'll let Lady Morrigan know we're ready to meet.
I'll send word to Antoine and Evka. They're holed up in a town called Lavendel.
Everyone else should rest up. Be ready to move when I call.
Sounds good.
Never easy, is it, kid?
What do you mean?
Making the big choices, then living with the consequences.
I'm gonna ask to.
If I don't make the tough decisions, no one else will. So I live with the consequences.
And you don't blame anyone else for them. That's why I recruited you. Anyway, you've got a meeting with Morrigan to attend, and dealing with whatever the wardens found. All this chatting has taken it out of me. Think I'll rest for a bit. Good work, Rook. You'll find your way through this. I know it.
Drawing on his necromantic powers, Emmerich banished the despair demons infesting the Shrouded Halls and drove out the invading Venatori. Learning that malevolent ancient gods are causing chaos in the Fade, the professor joined the team to help stomp these mystical threats to creation. Unbeknownst to him, the Venatori plot is the beginning of a chain of events that will lead Emmerich to a dark figure from his past. Alright, that's going to do it for this part of the playthrough. We're making good progress. We got all our companions together and we're ready to really get a good start on fighting the gods. If you enjoyed this one, please hit that like button and leave down in the comments. We got all the companions, so tell me, who is your favorite companion and why? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated, and I will see you in the next one.